Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about these new 3D printed stands that I've got to display my cars. I also take them trackside. I use them right there in the pits on my pit table to put my car on for charging or to store while I'm setting up and tuning a car. These things are excellent. They're super lightweight, they're tough, and they can be made to whatever size you want. So as I mentioned in a previous video, my buddy, and it's hard to say if it came out yet or not, Michel Lamontagne, he's a New Brunswick resident. We race around, well, mostly him, around the different tracks in New Brunswick. And he has been printing all kinds of pit accessories for the last couple of months now. And he's done these amazing 3D printed stands that are super cool. You can get them in different colors. I like black, so I got all of mine in black. And this one in particular was designed and printed to my specifications, the dimensions I requested for my Kyosho monster trucks, so that they sat perfectly underneath the battery tray area of those Kyosho monster trucks without making the truck lean or sit on some weird thing. I think whatever the big brute was sitting on actually caused a crack in the battery tray because it was like putting more weight on one side than the other. Not 100% sure. So I paid particular attention when ordering these from Michel to ensure that they were the right dimension that the truck would sit and on its center of gravity and balance. So let's get a closer look at these. You can see here that I've got a JRX2. Here he is. We've tried this. There you go. Now you're, yeah. Again, professionalism. Professionalism. We start at a particular time. You're expected to be here on. It's like talking to a cat. I don't understand. All right. So, as you can see here, the JRX2 is on one of these stands. So, let's have a look now that he is completely blocking the shot. I'll put these to the side. Bring the JRX2 in on the stand for a closer look, and then I'll actually bring you guys along on a little tour of the shelf behind me and show you how all of my cars back there are sitting beautifully on these stands. Don't knock that down. I can see that where that's going. All right, and this big one I'm just going to put aside. All right. Get back here. There you go. Good boy. Yeah, you stay between me and the JRX2 here. So they come with little rubber feet that stop the car from sliding around on top of them. I mean, in the pits, it's more important. You put it down. You don't want it to slide off if you bump your pit table or something. There's little rubber feet on the bottom as well. That gives you an idea of the size in comparison to the car and how high it is. You know, you could even, if you do want to order these from Michel, and I've included in a previous video his Facebook profile in the comment or in the video description. I will do that for this video as well. You can, you know, if you find that this is a little bit too high and you just want the tires off of the ground, well, actually, let's talk about that for a second. Why aren't you just putting your cars on the shelf and just saying, whatever, flat spots? And Tom, if you're watching, one of the hosts of the RC Roundtable podcast, my planes are off the ground, Tom. My planes are off the ground. It's a pet peeve of Tom's when people store their RC airplanes on the ground and the tires develop flat spots. And it's not cool. It's not cool, Tom. You're absolutely right. So that's why we put them on stands. We put them on stands to prevent flat spots. My big brute, these tires, if you can find Kyosho original Big Brute tires without cracks or flat spots, you're a lucky man or woman. Regardless, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. They're expensive. They're $100 a piece typically. So that's not cool. So we want the RC vehicles, especially the vintage ones, up off of their tires to prevent flat spots and cracking. Because some of this came out in 1987 or 88. 88? 88 was a good year. The Brute, the Shadow, and the JRX2. Assuming the Brute was 88, 97. So, back to the stands. All right, let's get a close look at what's behind the shelf here, and see how the RCs stack up on display on these 3D printed stands. Well, all right, let's get a look literally behind the scenes, because this is behind the scene of every one of my videos, to see how these stands are looking here. Why don't we start with the big boss, and we can get a look at how that stand fits under there. As you can see, it's directly underneath the battery tray, nice and high, custom made for that truck. Well, for the Kyosho trucks in general, actually. Second shelf here, we don't have that. I don't have any for that RC10L3 oval. I haven't ordered one that low yet. You'll never guess what's under there. Actually, if you know me and and you've seen every one of my videos, you might be able to figure out what's underneath there. That's right, a 9mm bullet tray. For the longest time, I was using stacks of 9mm bullet trays as car stands. Look at the dust on that. Shameful. What's really cool about that car, I don't know if I've ever done a video on this car yet. When I was in university and wanted to get back into RC in 1997, my mother bought me a bunch of oval stuff for Christmas one year from some kid who was getting out of oval racing, getting into flying. Ironically, in 1999, I sold my oval stuff so I could get into flying. So that is the car that I ran with the box, and that box is full of parts. Like, I could run this car. As a matter of fact, I have run this car. I ran this car, even though it has an oval chassis, I ran it in touring car class at my indoor carpet track on a Friday night. Won the B and finished third in the A. Hilarious. And then I put it back on the shelf. Now, why I stopped to talk about this car, that body, that is my body from 1998. 97 or 98, I'm not sure. It might be a proto form, I can't remember. But Dave Hetherington ran our oval racing program, and he was the guy who did our tires and our bodies. And when I sold all my stuff when I got into flying, he painted this body for me, and he kept it. He kept it as part of his collection. He gave it back to me a couple of years ago. So once I had that body, I had to buy a car to put under it. So I got that from a dude in Ontario. That's going to possibly be started today, so we can start the JRX2 versus RC10 build series. All right, next shelf. There's nothing underneath the Lobo. Same deal. I don't have one low enough yet. Hey, the front bumper's loose on the Lobo. Huh. We'll talk about that another time. We're going to do a special video on the Hornet another time. I got to get the body finished. But there you have it. It's sitting pretty on one of those stands with the rubber feet in place. The Shadow, same deal. The Shadow is sitting pretty on one of those stands. A little lower wouldn't hurt. But that's fine. I just asked them to make them all the same height for now. We have... What are you doing? Why are you tearing up my... I could tell you exactly what he's doing. This cat, if you haven't... See? That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get underneath that blanket. If you haven't already figured out, Crush is a different animal. He's built different, and he loves to be hidden underneath stuff. Look at that. There he goes. Crush. All right, back to why you came here. Well, actually, some people come for the cat now. All right, so there's the Big Brute. I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's probably a spoiler, because it's going to be talked about, or is talked about in another video. This body, Team Blue Groove has agreed to replace it. Agreed. They offered. I didn't even ask. I just asked them if they had anyone report any cracking of their Big Brute bodies. And all they wanted to know was what paint I used. And they offered to replace it free of charge. No questions asked. They didn't ask for pictures or anything. So it's okay. Because my painter and myself were both not satisfied with the job, how it came out. There's overspray in a couple of places, and you know, it is what it is. He didn't charge me, and it's a heck of a lot better than anything I could do. But Team Blue Groove gave me a new body, so my painter's going to take another crack at it. Plus, my painter's not a rattle can guy. He's an airbrush guy, and he did it with a rattle can. So he said, I make no promises. He still did a pretty damn good job, if you ask me. The Jerix 2 Shelf Queen number 2. Beautiful car. For sale, by the way. And that's how it sits on the stand. Jerix 2 Runner. And it is on one of those stands as well. The Double Dare. That's how it sits on the stand. Let's go up and across the top. Triple X, I'm going in the wrong order. Triple X Pro SE. They're all. The Pro SE doesn't have the little footsies on the. Oh, that's because that's one of his earlier ones. Jerix T. So with the Jerix T, the height is perfect. The wheels are barely off the ground. I know if I asked Michel to knock a couple of I don't know. If I asked him to lower those by 1/4 of an inch, he certainly would, but it's not necessary. You can see that the rear camera on that back left back wheel needs adjusting in the worst way. I just threw it together, put it on the shelf. I did check the camera on some of them, but anyhow. So there you have it, guys. If you are looking for 3D printed car stands that look very professional, neat, tidy, clean, and really cool to display your vintage collection or your anything collection, hit up Michel Lamontagne. He just does Facebook, so I'll put his Facebook profile in the comment or in the video description, and you can reach out to him and send him a message request through Messenger. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Bye for now.